In a recent podcast episode that has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, Dame Dash openly addressed long-standing rumors regarding Jay-Z's involvement in writing lyrics for Memphis Bleek. For years, there has been speculation about how much influence Jay-Z had on Bleek's career, but Dame Dash's candid remarks have reignited the conversation. The former Roc-A-Fella co-founder made some bold claims, shedding light on what might have been happening behind the scenes during Bleek's rise in the music industry. According to Dame Dash, Jay-Z not only mentored Memphis Bleek, but may have directly contributed to writing many of his lyrics, particularly during the early stages of Bleek's career. The conversation unfolded during the podcast, with heated exchanges and some surprising admissions.
Why didn't Bleek take over Roc-A-Fella? And the reason why I'm asking is because I remember he opened up Volume 2. He was on the intro, and there was a rumor around that album that was Jay's final album. So it looked like Jay had it all laid out for him to blow up.
I mean, I don't think Bleek wanted to take over. I don't think he had the ability to, Jay was writing a lot of his rhymes.
The podcast hosts reflected on how Bleek's loyalty to Jay-Z was deeply rooted in the close mentorship they shared. One of the hosts pointed out, "I could understand Bleek's loyalty to Jay because he had Jay as a ghostwriter." This statement immediately caught the attention of fans and critics alike, reopening debates about Bleek's potential and whether he could have sustained his career independently. Dame's remarks suggested that Memphis Bleek relied heavily on Jay-Z's lyrical expertise to maintain relevance, particularly when he was collaborating with the hip-hop icon. This allegation aligns with earlier rumors from the Dynasty, Roc-La-Familia era, when Bleek's contributions often mirrored the energy and quality of Jay-Z's verses. Dame hinted that this dependence may have been one of the reasons Bleek never fully stepped into a leadership role at Roc-A-Fella, even when opportunities arose.
I mean, I don't think Bleek wanted to take over. I don't think he had the ability to, Jay was writing a lot of his rhymes. So if Jay retired, that meant he was out of business as well.
While Dame's perspective was direct, other podcast participants weighed in, noting that Jay-Z's influence over Bleek's music was undeniable. They admitted that while Jay-Z didn't write everything for Bleek, he stepped in on several occasions to ensure the quality of the tracks. One host added, "If it was me, Jay, and Bleek on a record, Jay always had to cheat for Bleek, especially to keep up with our energy. Jay could retire while writing Bleek's songs." This admission strengthens Dame's claim and paints a picture of a dynamic where Bleek may have struggled to keep up artistically without Jay-Z's guidance. The phrase "Jay had to cheat for Bleek" resonates deeply with fans who remember the era of Roc-A-Fella's dominance. The podcast also included anecdotal evidence about what went on in the studio during the making of collaborative albums. One participant recalled,
"Let's just say it was 5 records that was me and Jay and Bleek was supposed to be on them. And he wasn't on none of them, like for weeks. And one day I come to the studio and Bleek on 4 records. Damn, when he do them? So I wasn't there, so I don't know how they sessions went. But I know he had a little assistance. He got alley-oop.
Despite the allegations, everyone involved in the discussion agreed that the bond between Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek was unbreakable. Regardless of criticisms or doubts about Bleek's talent, his loyalty and friendship with Jay-Z have remained rock solid over the years. This connection has even shielded Bleek from the pressure of having to release music to stay relevant. As one of the speakers aptly said, "No matter what people say about Bleek's music, he doesn't have to make a record again. Bleek's good." Dame Dash's remarks have once again placed the spotlight on Memphis Bleek and his dependency on Jay-Z. While some may criticize Bleek for leaning too much on his mentor, others argue that their partnership highlights the power of mentorship and loyalty in the music industry. As debates heat up, fans eagerly await Bleek's response to these fresh allegations. In the early 2000s, Roc-A-Fella Records was a dominant force in hip-hop, with Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, and Memphis Bleek at its core. Their collaborations not only produced chart-topping hits but also highlighted the intricate relationships and individual trajectories within the label. One of the notable collaborations was Change the Game, released in 2001. This track featured Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, and Memphis Bleek, with production by Rick Rock and backing vocals by Static Major. The song aimed to promote Sigel and Bleek, showcasing their talents alongside Jay-Z. However, some critics noted that Jay-Z's performance overshadowed his prodigies. Steve John of RapReviews.com commented, "Even though Beans and Memph both have raps on this song, Jay starts and ends the track with the best flow and lyrics throughout." Another significant collaboration was For Da Fam, a track by Amel featuring Jay-Z, Memphis Bleek, and Beanie Sigel, released in 2000. This song further solidified the trio's chemistry and Roc-A-Fella's cohesive unit. The track delved into themes of loyalty and the challenges of the rap game, with each artist bringing their unique perspective. In his verse, Jay-Z raps about becoming a father. "I got 4 nephews and they're all writing, and I'm having a child, which is more frightening." This line reflects Jay-Z's contemplation of fatherhood and its associated responsibilities. While collaborations highlighted their collective strength, individual ambitions and external perceptions influenced their relationships. Jay-Z's mentorship of both Beanie Sigel and Memphis Bleek was evident, but the dynamics differed. Memphis Bleek was often seen as Jay-Z's right-hand man, with Jay-Z once stating, "Bleek could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire." This sentiment underscored a deep bond and unwavering support. In contrast, Beanie Sigel's relationship with Jay-Z experienced strains over time. Despite early collaborations and mutual success, Sigel later expressed feelings of abandonment, suggesting that Jay-Z didn't support him during challenging times. This strain highlighted the complexities of mixing business with personal relationships in the music industry. The early 2000s were a defining period for Roc-A-Fella Records, with Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, and Memphis Bleek at its core. Their collaborations produced memorable tracks and ventures, but individual paths and personal dynamics added layers of complexity to their relationships. While their collective contributions to hip-hop are undeniable, the nuances of their interactions offer insights into the challenges of navigating friendships and business in the music world.